This is the 2024 Subaru Solterra, which has been jointly developed with Toyota and has a sister vehicle named BZ4X. There are some differences, however, most notably the fact that the Solterra is only offered with all-wheel drive, which makes it unique amongst mainstream EVs, and it's the only one you're likely to go off the beaten track with. So let's find out. So the Subaru Solterra is somewhat funky in the way that Subarus usually are. It's quite angular, it's got weird creases, it's got different lines all over it, and a very sloping roofline as well. The front is a little neater. Obviously this is all solid, Subaru badge in the middle. It's got these really nice fog lights below and LEDs on either side. Also another small little spoiler right here, and you've got these sort of interestingly designed LEDs at the back. The obligatory all-wheel drive badge here. And then Solterra, of course, it is an EV, so it has the badges, and this is a touring top spec model. For 2024, there have been a couple of enhancements over the initial 2023 model. Most of them are for the better. Get this new squared off Corvette style steering wheel. Gives you a little bit better view of the instrument cluster right there. You also get these paddles on the side of the steering wheel. You can make changes to the regen braking on the fly, and then the Solterra's suite of driver assistance features gives you a low-speed hands-free driving mode, automatic lane change capability, and an intersection collision detection system. Subaru has also made improvements to the battery warming system to aid charging in cooler weather. So just like Subaru's rugged wilderness models, this one can actually go off-road, which is kind of where we are. It offers you X mode, which basically provides a brake-based torque vectoring system, which acts like locking differentials. So Subaru gives this car 8.3 inches of ground clearance, not as good as a standard Outback or Forester, which has 8.7, or the Wilderness, which has 9.3, but it's pretty good anyway, and you also get pretty decent departure angles and 19.7 inches of water fording capability. So the Solterra has two permanent magnet motors, one on each axle. They provide a combined 215 horsepower, 249 foot-pounds of torque. Notice there is no frunk here, which is slightly disappointing, but 0 to 60 takes 6.1 seconds. It doesn't weigh too much. It's actually quite zippy, as we'll find out later. The other good thing is it can pass 60% of its torque to the rear only. So you should be able to have some tail-out shenanigans on these unpaved roads. So now for some bad news. Charging and the battery. The battery is a 65.4 kilowatt unit, and it should be bigger. It should be about an 85 at least. In premium trim, which is the lower trim, you get approximately 228 miles of range. It's not a lot. In this one and the limited, you only get 222 miles of range. Why? Well, that's because you get these 20-inch wheels riding on these 235/50 tires. They weigh more, therefore less range. Charging speeds. The onboard charger is 6.6 kilowatts. It's going to take you approximately 9 hours for a full charge. And then as far as fast charging is concerned, it will charge up to 100 kilowatts, which isn't really that good, but they have improved it. The first 2023 model that came out, that would take approximately 56 minutes to go from 10 to 80%. This one will do it in 36 minutes. So Subaru keeps their trims pretty simple. As I mentioned, you've got a basic premium model, then a limited, and then this top spec touring, which has absolutely no options on it and will cost you approximately $54,000, including destination. There are two things that Subaru owners really like to do. One is go off-road. More people go off-road in a Subaru than any other vehicle. And secondly, they want to carry stuff, including dogs. So this one has a powered tailgate, a rise. With the seats up, you get around 62.5 cubic feet of space. This sloping roof does impede on space somewhat. If you put these 64 split folding seats down, you get around 62 cubic feet of space. It's not too bad. And then under here, you get a charging cable. If you don't want to use that, throw it out and use it as some extra storage. It's actually quite nice inside. Nice seats, they're covered in this sort of nice material here. You get a couple of cup holders, plenty of room. I mean, I think this chair right here is quite far back, and I have limo-like room here in the back. Touch of piano black that I don't like, but what I do like is you get heated seats in the back, USBs, and your own vents. And headroom isn't too bad as well to go along with the excellent legroom. And of course, a dual pane sunroof. Just as nice, if not nicer, in the front, more spatterings of piano black here. But these seats are really nicely comfortable, and in this top trim, the passenger also gets seat height and all the controls that the driver gets. These have really nice side bolstering. It's an airy and light cabin. Subaru says to keep it that way. They've removed the glove compartment, so there's no glove compartment here. So where am I supposed to put my gloves? And then this is where, under this floating center console, you put your important documents. Not ideal, because most people want a glove box, but still not a bad place to be. So inside, the Solterra is almost identical to the BZ4X. It obviously has the same infotainment and software running, which I think is better than Subaru's, so that's a good thing. On the Touring, which is this one, you get a 12.3-inch touchscreen. It's crisp, and it's got a clean and logical layout. The display, though, is supplemented by an array of these capacitive buttons, and they can be somewhat tricky to use while you are on the move. And below that, you've got your power button, and then a couple of vents, and they're pretty good because they actually aim at your face, not at your hands on the wheel. The shifter is also funky. You got to push down to get neutral, reverse, or drive, and then there is P. Here's your one-pedal driving mode. It will not do full one-pedal driving. You still have to use the brakes to come to a stop. That's a miss. Parking brake and hold. Here you've got your cameras, which are always good on these Toyotas. And then park assist, track control on or off. And then you've also got drive modes. They do show in the dash. You've got Eco, Normal, and Power. So what do those power modes do? Well, Eco conserves the battery. Normal is for typical trips. Power, extra responsive, we'll see. And then you've got X mode here, and that helps traction on uneven terrain or in slippery conditions. Below that is this, it almost, I don't know if you can see this, but it almost looks like a solar panel with these little squares on it. But if you push the button, you get a wireless charger and a USB. Here's the center armrest, which nicely moves back and forward, revealing two cup holders. And then down here, a little bit of space. This one comes with the rear camera mirror, a dual pane sunroof, and on the Touring, you get memory seats. So from the driver's perspective, this is the reason why they lopped off the wheel, because you couldn't see the information ahead of you. You can make changes to it and scroll through. You can see your trip average, but it isn't the best display that I've ever used. All right, so at this point, using my Corvette steering wheel, we are going to go up that hill and down the hill and see if this thing has the same kind of chops as a gas-powered Subaru. All right, let's put it into X mode. Snow, dirt, what else we got? Deep snow, mud. Okay, snow, dirt it is. All right. All right, let's go up slowly so we can see how it goes. No scraping yet. The good news is that even though it doesn't have skid plates, it has a fairly smooth underside. Oh, a little bit of slippage there. Oh yeah. This is where they mostly slip. Oh, yes. That is a relief, because I failed to get the Toyota Corolla Cross up there. It refused to go, but this one is a Subaru, and that is proof that Subaru has applied their off-road technology to this car, which I certainly like. It would have been disappointing if it hadn't made it. Now, we got to go down, and it's probably going to lift its wheel like they always do, but that's where the fun is. So it'll be interesting to see what it does here, because with a low center of gravity, because the battery is underneath the car, Quite a few beeps here. Let me put the camera on. All right. This is the point where it usually tips up its wheel. Wow. That could be to do with the fact that there's a lot of weight along the bottom of the car, and it doesn't have as much weight at the front. So well done Solterra. I'm very happy with that. Right, let's go back on this dirt track here. We're still in X mode, but I don't think we need to be. X mode. Okay, I've got out of it. I don't think I need that. So I'm just in normal mode right now. So first things on a sort of a dirt road like this, it's very smooth. The suspension is very smooth. And this car weighs around 4,300 pounds, so it's quite heavy, but the suspension does a pretty good job. Quite a sharp left turn. Let's test the turning circle. Pretty good. So I'll try it in sport mode once I have got off this off-road bit. And we'll take it on some pavement and we'll see how it does. However, on this stuff, quite impressive. In fact, what I'm going to do is increase the regen. So I got full regen now. Seeing as I'm on a slower road, lots of turns, and I don't want to have to use the brakes. Even better when you're coming downhill. And some of this road is a little bit rough. You can kind of hear it, but I certainly can't feel it. And I'm really, really happy with these seats. They might be some of the best seats that Subaru has. Although the new ones in the Forester I found were pretty comfortable too. So we might take it up right here and see how it does up this little section up here. I got the POV camera on. Oh, that sun's a bit bright. Let me turn this corner and hopefully you can see where I'm at. All right, so here we go. It's kind of bumpy. There's a few big bumps in the road here. A few rocks. I'll be honest though, this little Subaru is doing really well. And this is really sandy up here. So let's check out the all-wheel drive system. I'm not even going to bother to put it in. I'm not even putting it in X mode because this thing is just powering up here. Look at us go. And the acceleration and the ease by which it gets up this hill is thanks to the electric motors. Alright, let's turn around. Whoa. Okay, backing up, beep. Alright, let's go back down this hill. We should see a ton of dust. Here we go, back down. Whoa, okay, into the really sandy area. Whoa, whoa. No cross traffic there. This is a fun little car on the on this dirt. Now to the right there, that's really steep. I'm not even going to bother to try that. I feel like we would struggle and I would panic and tears would be shed and we'd have to call Subaru and say, yeah, we've broken your car, I'm sorry. Alright, back onto the DG road for a little bit more rally action. I mean, acceleration is fun. 154 miles of range, mostly downhill. I'm not too worried. But that's its single biggest problem, is the fact that it just simply doesn't have the range. This Corvette style wheel is quite funny. It just doesn't feel weird in your hands. Pretty decent turning circle. It's just that the instruments are really quite far away and the graphics on them are not that good. It does seem almost like an afterthought for this car, particularly when this is such a good infotainment system. Anyway, this section's pretty fast too. Oh my god, traction control kicking in under acceleration. You can see it right there. Now, there's a pretty sharp turn up here. We should give it the beans over here and see how it goes. Nice driving position too. The steering wheel won't go any higher than it is, clearly, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see that. But it does go lower, so putting it lower for folks that are short but have massively thick thighs, or speed skaters or something, the wheel is probably going to rest on your thighs, which isn't the best. Ooh, little tail out action there. Oh, it's looking for grip. Traction control kicking in. But it's got a Subaru asymmetrical all-wheel drive system, so it just goes. All right, we're at the paved section. We want to do drive mode, power. That's what we want, power. Oh, bit of wheel spin setting off there. Okay, off we go. All right, let's see what this car will do here. All right, power mode. Whoa. So smooth. I mean, any electric car feels smooth. Whoa. So, how does it drive? Things are flying everywhere. Okay, so getting a decent speed on here. This is my favorite bit here. Sort of lots of twisties. And it holds pretty well. Changes direction really well. Little dab of brakes here because the regen is not quite strong enough. Scything through these corners, and no complaints from the Bridgestones yet. So full regen from higher speeds doesn't do a whole lot. You can see my regen. This chevron's pointing down. Sharp right. Woo! Okay. You know, it holds the road and drives really well. Steering doesn't give you a whole lot of feedback as to what the front wheels are doing, but it isn't really understeering. Okay, we got the Bridgestones to make a bit of a noise. And I've sort of wedged my knee under the door there to hold myself in. Hanging on. I'm kind of impressed. This Subaru goes. It's a nice little small steering wheel. Feels kind of futuristic. Not too many turns to lock. Ooh, that's really bright. So what do we think? Well, the Subaru Solterra is Subaru testing the waters to see whether its crossover audience is interested in switching out their box of fours for a planet-saving EV. I am not 100% convinced with this car, and I'm a big Subaru fan. I drive an Outback. Simple fact, it doesn't have enough range. It's definitely got the performance. 6.1 seconds to 60 is nice. It rides nice. It goes off-road. It has plenty of room inside. It's actually a really nice little car. But Subaru, you need to give this car more range. Once again, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time with another video.